Good morning and welcome. It is well that you have come here in the bright, fresh new year of 2022. And we are happy to see that some people have actually braved the cold weather and the snow outside to join us in person. We thought that Victor and I might just be sharing the campfire alone here today, but we're also very happy that we do have the option of connecting through the internet, through our live stream, so we want to welcome everyone joining that way this morning. However you are arriving at Temple Buddhist Center this Sunday, we welcome you. My name is Nicoya Helm, and I'm an associate teacher here, and I'm honored to be of service. Whether you are joining from home or here in person, we hope that this morning finds you happy and healthy. But please know that if you are struggling in some way, that we hope that Temple Buddhist Center can be a source of refuge for you, and that our hearts are open to you and your loved ones. We are excited to be able to celebrate in person once again, and we want to do so as safely as possible. Masks are recommended, respect and tolerance are encouraged. We appreciate your part in helping to keep our entire Sangha safe and healthy. So let's begin this morning with a few conscious breaths. And conscious breathing is where we invite an open, deep breath in through the nose, sealing the mouth, pausing at the top for just a few minutes, and then releasing. Now, of course, feeling free to adapt that however you need to. And so the idea is that the exhale becomes longer than the inhale, and this is a sense and a source of settling and soothing to both the mind and the body. So let's begin. Breathing in, pausing just a moment before releasing gently and slowly. And with that release, just feeling the shoulders, the chest, and the belly naturally let go of the breath and settle into the support of the earth's gravity. A second conscious breath. Pausing briefly. And then releasing fully. And as you release, see if you can release the energy of going and doing and worrying and planning and fantasy, and instead settle into the energy of right here and right now, and of just being. And a third conscious breath. Releasing slowly, and as you release, remember that this breath is here for you at any time, bringing both alertness and clarity with every in-breath, and settling and ease with every out-breath in each fresh moment. So today is a very special day. This is an annual tradition here where we celebrate the fire puja, or what is sometimes called the burning bowl ceremony. So while normally we begin services with a chant to connect in energy and bring our voices together, the chanting will actually be part of the service today. So we won't have chanting right now. But the fire puja is a ceremony designed to help us purify negativity from the old year and to move into the new one with clear hearts and minds. You'll notice that today's order of service will be slightly different. And while we normally open with chanting, we'll save that for the ceremony. And Victor will be orienting us to a little bit more about the ceremony. But first, as we always like to do, we like to talk about what we're here for at Temple Buddhist Center and what it is we are always celebrating when we come together in our community. Here at Temple Buddhist Center, we practice Western Buddhism. It's a blend of Eastern philosophy and Western psychology. This new and exciting form of spirituality is dynamic, inclusive, alive, and growing, and it focuses on core Buddhist insights, mindfulness, meditation, and their practical application in our daily life. Our goal here at Temple Buddhist Center is not to get everyone to agree on one particular lineage or doctrine or philosophy. Rather, it's to cultivate a shared experience of mindfulness, oneness, and love. And so whether we are meditating, whether we're bringing our voices together and chanting, or whether we're sharing from the heart, we respect that you will participate in a way that feels right and good for you. We take refuge in the 3 jewels of Buddhism. We acknowledge these as core values of the awakened mind. And these are the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. In the Buddha, we celebrate not just the historical figure of the Buddha who brought these teachings into the form that we observe them, but we celebrate the Buddha nature of all beings, which allows a fresh perspective on this in every moment. We celebrate the second jewel of the Dharma, or the wisdom teachings. These teachings help us to release fear and delusion and to further contact and open up to our true nature, our Buddha nature. And finally, last but definitely not least, is Sangha, or spiritual community, which of course is always a highlight of our Sunday service. And this is the part of our growth where we support each other on the path in every step of our spiritual growth. And so with that, we invite you to make yourselves comfortable. If you're here in person, we have cushions at the front of the room, cough drops, tissues, listening devices, some blankets in the back of the room. And wherever you're joining from today, we invite you to take a moment to silence electronics if you haven't already, to prepare yourself for a meditative environment and experience. If you're at home, that might mean turning off that microwave, getting that one last sip of coffee, petting that furry friend. And wherever you are, remember that Buddha nature within and let that manifest in how you sit as you enter into this service and the message and the ceremony. Sit like a Buddha. And with that, I'll turn it over to Victor for the message and meditation. Oh my goodness. Well, one thing about entering in the new year is remember that we always have a fresh start available to us. And so I'm going to start again and include the whole part of the service that I just skipped. Please stand by. Well, we'll do the prayer of refuge. It's part. I thought it was part of the ceremony. That's okay. Just checking, giving some people time to find their seats. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. What is that? All right. As I said, today's service is a little bit fresh and new. Even we are experiencing the unexpected and opening ourselves to spontaneity. And so I will turn it over to Victor. We will return to the prayer of refuge as part of their ceremony.
Thank you, Nicoya. Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year. Good to see everybody. Glad you guys braved the weather. And those of you at home in your PJs enjoying the Dharma, we're very blessed to have you with us. The year ends and we begin a brand new circuit around our own beautiful sun star twirling amongst the galaxies. Let's take a breath. quiet our hearts and listen deeply. There is so much coming and going, and yet feel how underneath it all is a vast silence and a spaciousness that holds everything in balance. Living in these seasons of change, I feel deep gratitude for the teachings of the Dharma and for being connected to a loving community. In this human experience, there are inevitable periods of difficulty and both personal and collective, and yet with wisdom and a good heart, our own personal sufferings can temper us and help us to live with dignity and to find an indestructible spirit within ourselves. And in the same way, we can learn to bear the difficulties of the world with compassion and courageously do what we can to be of service to our Sangha and our community, both near and far. Difficulties are never the end of the story. There is always a return of the light. Solstice, Christmas, New Year's, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah are outer celebrations of an unstoppable renewal that is life itself. Like the flower that pushes up through the snow, you are this life force, constantly being reborn each and every morning, each and every moment. And while the cable news and the television programs and YouTube often feature the worst parts of humanity, there are a billion acts of human kindness every hour of every day. Take another moment and take a breath and sense that truth. Just because it's not on the billboards and the magazines and the TV does not mean that it is not true. Each and every day, billions of acts of kindness, compassion. Recognize that even our big problems are part of a long march, asking us to honor our human connection, our interdependence with all of life. Our fears and anxieties can be activated by the news, but they are not who we are. We are consciousness itself, pure awareness, love, compassion, born into this body and having somewhat of a wild human ride. What will you do with this human dance? A most trustworthy and blessed project is to align yourself with compassion, to plant seeds of goodness, passing along words of kindness, a smile, to use the creative force of your life to bring understanding and awakening and love to it all, to all the comings and the goings, the changes of the seasons, fostering trust in life's renewal power. Martin Luther King Jr. describes our collective journey with hope when he says that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. The poet Pablo Neruda explains further, even though all the flowers can get picked, you cannot stop the spring. Renewal is happening. Take quiet time each and every day to listen to your heart, to meditate, to rest amidst the great turnings. One of my teachers used to say that true silence is not an absence of noise or problems. True silence is found in the midst of those things. Feel the renewal of the new year that can be born within you. Align yourself with goodness. Let yourself blossom like a lotus or whatever unique flower that comes to mind. Spreading seeds of love everywhere you go, in all circumstances, being the light in the world. And so, a peaceful ritual fire offering is often performed to pacify the results of unskillful action, to remove obstacles from our energy, from our consciousness, from various mind states. In the Buddhist writings, they're often characterized as defilements. And so to clear space from those results, but also to clear space for receiving blessings. The defilements are just little glitches that affect our interpretation and our evaluation of each moment, of each experience. And the problem with defilements is that subjectively, they are indistinguishable from reality, the reality of the moment. It just kind of looks that way. The external object or experience actually is. So you may get really angry with someone, yell at them, thinking your anger is justified, but the button getting pushed is ours. One of my teachers used to say, no one has ever done anything to you, pointing at a very deep teaching echoed in A Course of Miracles, which says nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. However, when we have these outbursts and there's anger and there's yelling and we're thinking our anger is justified, when we realize that the button inside that got pushed is really ours, it really is just a defilement. It is a temporary madness. It is reactivity. That moment before awareness can kick in. So in the original Buddhist teachings, as recorded in the Pali Canon, the major types of defilements are lobha, usually translated as desire or greed. And this is the defilement that suddenly makes something appear very likable. Desire. Oh, I have to have that. Oftentimes thinking that if I only had insert person, place, or thing, then I can be happy. Then I can be whole. The right job, the right car, the right dress, the right iPhone. So the next defilement, number 2, is dosa. Dosa, usually translated as anger or hatred. That is the defilement that makes something suddenly appear very wrong. And in that creation of right and wrong, we also create us and them, division, separation, and more suffering. And the final defilement, or category of defilement is moha. Moha, usually translated as ignorance or delusion. This is the defilement that makes us feel confused, fearful about what is what, unable to find our path. This is usually connected to our attachment to external sources, activities, places, external sources of vindication, clarity, looking outside for the answers. So during the ceremony this morning, we can choose to focus on releasing obstacles such as the defilements, or perhaps releasing something from this past year that is a pattern of unskillful reactivity for you. It's not that it's bad or wrong. It's not that we're trying to annihilate it. At some point in our lives, it has served a purpose. If anything at all, it served the purpose of awakening, because it is when we see these patterns that we can awaken from them. But when they operate unconsciously throughout the year, under the radar, and we simply react to the world from these patterns, that's when they cause and bring about more suffering for ourselves and for others. So when we wake up to the pattern, we can then ceremoniously and with every fiber of our being thank it and release it. We can also simply allow the clearing, cleansing fire of awareness to make space for new and more skillful intentions and ways of being. Everyone is invited to participate today, and to participate in a way that is meaningful to you, whether that is by taking the time during meditation to allow what it is you would like to release, or what word for the new year perhaps comes to you that you want to simply cultivate in this moment without actually bringing anything to the offering. There is no right or wrong way for this. We have included on the Temple Buddhist Center Facebook page and on the website instructions for this process at home, whether you participate with us now or later. So whether you place an offering in the bowl, or by simply bringing to mind and to your heart what it is that you would like to release and embrace in this following ceremony accordingly today. So we will begin the ceremony with the prayer of refuge and a dedication of intention. We will move into a short guided meditation during which you will have time to write down what it is that arises in your heart. Don't engage the thinking mind too much in this. Do not let this become a conceptual, intellectual experience. This is a heart practice. Allow in this silent time, in the stillness, what it is that is to be released. Allow that to just arise. And then during the meditation, we'll invite you to write down onto the piece of paper that you have been given what it is that's to be released. At that time, if you need a pencil or a piece of paper, Rob will have the basket handy and can bring that to you, although I think most folks were able to pick one up as they entered into the meditation hall. And we will welcome everyone who wishes to come forward and make their offering. During the chanting is kind of the cue to begin to move to the center aisle, mindfully kissing the earth with every step that you take. Approach the altar, breathing in, holding that breath for a moment, and as you exhale, placing the offering on the grate over the fire. We are using flash paper, so there will be no smoke, there will be no ash, and it can be a little bit exciting the moment that you place it on there. Don't be frightened, but it is over in just a few moments. And pause in that moment as you release symbolically that which no longer serves you. And then mindfully, we ask that you simply move to your left or right, go to the outer aisles as you move back into the seating areas. And so with that, we can prepare now for the prayer of refuge. Taking a conscious breath. Releasing slowly, again checking in with the body, allowing it to fully relax. Together, in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. So as we move into a time of meditation, connecting with the breath, allowing the body to become gentle, spacious, and light. Noticing the rise and the fall of the tummy, or the feeling of the air as it glazes the edge of your nostrils. Settling into presence. This moment may seem like a small increment of time, but it has no beginning and no end. We are always arriving here and now. And the present moment is not limited by skin or walls. We share this moment with all beings in all places. It is vast, boundless, spacious. Allowing the mind to clear. If the mind becomes distracted by a sound, we just return to the breath. If the mind becomes distracted by a sensation, we simply notice and return to the breath. Or perhaps it's a thought. Again, we only notice and come back to the breath. Once we move into a place of noble silence, you're invited to rest in that place for a time. And during that time, let your heart speak. Let your heart reveal what it is to be released from this past year, providing and clearing space for the new year. And all in good time, only when you are ready. Allow your body to respond to your heart by writing down on the paper what it is to be released. Try to keep it as singular and simple as possible. If many things arise, it's often best to go with the first one. Being gentle and tender with yourself. Oftentimes, when we release a core issue, many of the other things, the symptoms, will also fall away. So it's not necessary to create a laundry list of things to be released. And when the chanting begins, that is the cue for when you are ready to enter the center aisle. Mindfully and carefully approach the altar and allow yourself to have a very personal experience with this release. And then to return and sit in the sacredness of bearing witness as our brothers and sisters have their ceremony. And with that, we will move more deeply into our meditation, into the stillness. Into the suchness of this moment.
So if you haven't already, please begin to take time to write down your offering on the paper. If you need paper or pencil, please raise your hand and Rob will bring those your way.
saat berilme Siri Guru Deve Name
Let's just take a moment to fully receive the purification of the ceremony before we move into our closing loving kindness meditation. You may wish to invite in a conscious breath to do so. And to prepare for the loving kindness or metta meditation, I invite you to follow the same suggestion that Victor offered for the fire puja and know that this is one of the Brahma Viharas. Metta is one of the Brahma Viharas, which is sometimes translated as the divine resting places, the divine abodes, meaning that this is a mental and physical state that we can find peace and refuge in. And so this is a full sensory experience. It's not just about a repeating of words in the head. It is about an embodiment in the heart and the mind. And so to invite that spirit, I invite you to consider some various mudras or hand positions which may help you contact this embodied goodwill, this embodied loving kindness or metta. And one is the traditional Anjali mudra, the hands in the prayer position over the heart. Or you may wish to place one or both hands over the heart and feel that warmth from your own hands lead you into a sense of contact and openness. Another possibility is to make a fist with one hand and place that on the heart and to cover it with the other hand, offering a source of both protection and stability and tenderness. You may wish to simply rest and hold one hand tenderly with the other, offering a soothing touch to yourself, holding your own hand. And then, of course, you may always simply rest your hands in your lap. And so, with whatever soothing touch you have chosen, I invite you to engage the sense gate of sight, inner sight, bringing up a full body image of yourself, maybe as you are now, or perhaps as a child. And then inviting in a nice open breath, and with that breath, imagining that the heart expands even just a micrometer, one glimmer. And with the out breath, you can imagine yourself offering yourself these wishes for goodwill. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be well in body and mind. May I be at ease and happy. Drawing in another breath, you may even visualize this breath growing and expanding the energy of the heart. And then bringing to mind the image of someone with whom you have an easy relationship. Someone it's easy to imagine smiling at. You might notice that bringing to mind their image, you actually have a felt sense of the heart opening just a little more. And as you continue to breathe in and out, hold them in your heart and your mind's eye as you hear these wishes for goodwill towards them. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at ease and happy. Now bringing to mind someone you don't know well, perhaps someone you passed on your way here, a neighbor that you have not met but that you see frequently, the mail carrier, the grocery store clerk. And as you draw in another conscious breath, let it expand the heart as you both see, hear, and feel these wishes of goodwill going out to that person. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at ease and happy. And now sensing into the love, the support, the goodwill that has already grown in your heart from imagining and wishing those to yourself and to a kind and to a neutral person. And remember that that resource is there for you as you call to mind a challenging person in your life. Maybe not the most challenging, but someone with whom there's a sense of struggle. Remember that if you were truly happy and at ease, and if they were truly happy and at ease, this sense of struggle would likely be reduced or even gone. And so a wish for their good well and well-being is truly a wish for that of ourselves and everyone. And so again, drawing in a breath and seeing if it's possible, even just a sliver, to open the heart one motion more and offer that challenging person these wishes. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at ease and happy. Continuing to unify and grow the sense of seeing, hearing, feeling the mind and the body towards this intention of goodwill. We begin again with ourselves and draw in a conscious breath and let that breath expand this wish for goodwill to everyone in this room, to everyone in whatever room you find yourself in, to all beings in this neighborhood, to all beings in this city, all beings in this state, in this place we call a nation, in this hemisphere, receiving and sending with each in-breath and out-breath until this feeling of goodwill, the sound of goodwill, the sight of goodwill extends even beyond to encompass this earth and encompass all universes and all beings, known and unknown. May we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be safe from inner and outer dangers. May we all be well in body and mind. May we all be at ease and happy. Breathing again. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes and smile. So as we move into the closing of our service, if you are able, I invite you to stay after for just a few moments for New Year's announcements, lots of new happenings, as Victor likes to say, here at the Buddhist Center. In the true spirit of Dana, the Buddhist practice of generosity, services here at Temple Buddhist Center are offered freely to the community. In the same way, if you choose to give, please do so with a generous heart, not in return for something that you have received, but so that anyone who may seek refuge and who may need refuge may find it here with these teachings in this place, in this community. We want to give a special thanks to our ambassadors who have generously committed to electronic giving on a monthly basis. It's not about the amount, it's that the stability of that monthly giving helps us set a budget. And you can choose to give both in the Dana boxes located at the back of the room or online at templebuddhistcenter.com. If you're interested in becoming an ambassador, you can text the words Unity Temple to 77977 or just follow the link on the templebuddhistcenter.com website. We also want to give special thanks to our volunteers who give so generously of the Dana, of their time and energy. Eric, the wizard of the airwaves, making it possible for us to reach so many on a cold and snowy day. Rob for assisting so many ways. so many of our childcare, Lindsay and Kit, and our childcare providers, Morgan and Tiffany, thank you. And please know that if I'm leaving a name out, that you are in my heart as a volunteer. It's just that my mind is not bringing them together. And I want to thank especially Ricky Rochelle for the sound experience that she brings to us, and of course to Victor for leadership, for presence and wisdom. And so with that, let's prepare to close with our Bodhicitta dedication. We'll recite together one time. May the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. With our hands together in front of our hearts, let us go forth from this place, greeting each moment in innocence, guided by the wisdom of our hearts. We open our hands and we shine our light out into the world. Namaste. Thank you again, and Happy New Year. So many wonderful new and continuing opportunities coming up. We tucked it away for to make a path, but we will pull it back out. I want to invite everybody here in person to take advantage of the lending library. These books are for free circulation. Bring one, take one, or let one find you. Today we will have a post-service discussion, both online and in person, just down the hall to the Heritage Room. That's at 10:15. And every Sunday we also have a recovery Buddhism and 12-step recovery at 12:30 in that same room and online. Some new opportunities coming up. On third Sundays, we'll have the Wake Up group. This is our young adult group. It will continue on first Sundays, but because of the holiday weekend, we'll start with the third Sunday this month. Second Sundays, we have a new and exciting opportunity, which I don't think has made it up there yet, but it is on the website, and this is Meditation 101. It'll be second Sundays at 1 p.m. We're still finalizing the location. I think it will be hybrid. It will be available both online and across the hall. And on a rotating schedule, Victor and I will be offering Meditation 101, an introduction for beginners or for those looking to refresh and get a new perspective. And you can register in advance to receive the Zoom link on the Temple Buddhist Center website, or just drop in person. Coming up, we also have a contemplative movement workshop on January 11th. Sometimes we think meditation is only to be done in stillness, but actually contemplative movement helps guide us into bringing more presence into our daily life as we're out moving in the world. So I invite you to look into that. That'll be January 11th here at the Temple Center in the Temple space. And also we have...
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Rob.
Sorry, what was the question?
Hybrid, it'll be offered both in person and you can join by Zoom.
Okay, great. And last but not least, we also have, we have many other things that we don't have time to list, so I encourage you to look at our full calendar online. But also the first Wednesday of the month, Unity Temple has a women's circle that is available and open to all. And do we know if that is hybrid as well, or is that
Yes.
in person? That is also hybrid. So again, Happy New Year. We hope that you're able to find some offerings that work for you. And Victor has something else.
Just a quick reminder, this is the first Sunday of the month, which is Helping Hands Sunday. So there will be blue bags, one per family, please. And the idea is to simply have that in your car so that as you encounter people who perhaps may be suffering from homelessness, you have a bag that's got granola bars and water and tissues and socks and gloves and things like that in it. So feel free, please, to take one of those with you when you exit.
With that, peace and blessings. And of course, Victor and I will be around if anyone has any questions. We're happy to be here for you.